start the band? For both.
How did it start? Okay, basically I started the band after 1988, after I left the Crewmen. Basically there was a record label called Tombstone Records. It used to be Rock House in Holland. And after I left the Crewmen, he was like, why don't you do another band? So I basically thought, okay, I'll start another band with an old friend of mine from the Psychobilly scene called Mick Carroll. And then there was a guy called Marcus Lozen, and then a German guy called Olaf. So I moved from London back to Germany, where my dad was in the Royal Air Force. And there was a lot of British people there in Germany in them days because of the Cold War or whatever. But basically we started off with Phantom Rockers there. We were only together for 3 months, and we got straight away a record deal. Recorded the first album called Kissed by a Werewolf. And then basically just went from there, as I said. And now, that was 1988. Now it's 2000 and 9 or 19, 18. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit anymore because I just live day by day. But anyway, what I'm basically saying, that's the only way I had to go, you know. But basically, that's what. And so it considered on. I mean, over the years, I moved to the United States in the 90s because we were one of the first psychobilly bands in 93 to hit the United States, actually before with the Meteors were there too, but what we were doing is we were in the Midwest and we were touring with an agent who was like a heavy metal agent, so he put us on bands like Gwar, then he put us on with the Specials, we played with the Specials, so he put us with various bands so people would understand what psychobilly is. And there was no psychobilly in America then, it was more like rockabilly or punk. So we were playing colleges and universities, but it made it popular because people didn't know what it was. I mean, people were calling it punk rock billy, people will call it metal billy. I didn't care what they called it. I was just playing my music and tried to basically explore the US with that.
The scene of psychobilly in the USA than the scene on UK is more different?
It is different. I mean, the thing is, you've got the old school boys in England, you've got the old school in Europe. America was a new thing. I didn't think America started to explode with psychobilly until the horror pops, Nicomatics and Tiger Army, especially Tiger Army came out. They made it more popular and more poppy or independent or whatever I can say.
Do you like the sound of the psychobilly of the
some of it yes and some of it no, you know. I mean, yes and no, I can say. You know, I like some songs from the Nicomatics, I like some songs from Tiger Army, I like some songs from horror pop. Then again, it's not all of it. I can always say, yeah, I like this and I like that and I don't like that. But I don't really, my favourite American psychobilly band always was the Quakes. I do like Revenant and Eat, the first album, but that were my, I would say, the explorers of American psychobilly. I personally say was the Quakes. Very good friends with Paul Roman, but basically it was a little bit different. I think when I came, 2005, there was a big explosion of psychobilly in the US, and it was really, really big, especially in California. I wouldn't say it's that big anymore. It's had its, I think America, things come and go quick, you know, where in Europe, it's like Teddy Boy, like the Teddy Boy scene or the punk scene, it stays like a cult scene. Here, in the US, it comes and goes. So I don't really think it's that big as it used to. Without no doubt, it's not as big as it used to be. But it's still there, but not as it used to be.
started?
Oh, my, well, of course, okay, when I was, when we're talking about, it all started off with rockabilly for me. I mean, like we just said, I love Crazy Kevin, I love Matchbox, I love, and then of course the neo-rockabilly, love the Polecats, love Shaking Pyramids, the Deltas, all that kind of stuff. Then of course the Meteors came out, I love the Meteors, and I love King Kurt and the Guana Bats. And then of course, my favourite band was the Crewmen, and then I became a crewman later, what was pretty amazing for me. As I said, and then what we did is, actually, what a lot of people don't know, I think it was 2007, 2008, I can't remember, but we did a crewman reunion with in LA about 6 years ago, or 7, what was very successful with the crewman. We did a quick comeback and played LA, and that was it really. That was the only time we did something, because everybody's doing their own little thing now. But if you ask me what bands I like or influence, these days I'm a bit more open-minded. I like a bit of, of course, I mean, I had one of the members from The Exploited in my band, and one of the members from the UK subs were in Phantom Rockers. So of course I like the old punk rock. I like rockabilly, psychobilly, punk rock. I like some oi music. I like old heavy metal. So I'm a bit, I like a little bit of everything these days.
That's influenced you?
Yeah, it is influenced me, because I think, psychobilly's got a good beat. It's got, and I think if more people knew about it, and more people went to psychobilly shows, how great the music is. It's energetic, I would say.
In the beginning, when you started, you have to live in UK with.
Yeah.
We're talking about that.
Yeah, in the 80s, as I said, of course I lived in the... Yeah.
With punks.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I used to hang out at Carnaby Street in London. I mean, I'll never forget, I met Ian Stewart once from Screwdriver. He was at this place called Last Result, and I saw him. I was hanging out with the crewmen. We were going to get some clothes at Ted's Corner, and there was one of the singer from Screwdriver. But in them days, as I said, you had the skinheads, and then you had the punks, and it was a little bit, you have to, well, don't go there because it's all punks, or don't go there, it's all psychobilly, or don't go there, it's all rockabilly, or the Teds don't like you. So you had to watch your back. Now, it's more open, what I like to, and, it's just because I said times have changed, music's changed, and, people's changed. You get older and you see things different. You're like, dude, he's a nice guy.
around the world, no just
Yeah.
in UK or Estados
It's
Unidos.
changed.
Do you think it's changed or
It's got, I think the psychobilly scene actually right now has got a little bit smaller because of, you know, there's no newer bands coming out. As I said, I think the last big wave was when the Nicomatics and Horror Pops and Tiger Army, they did a good job actually. They sort of gave it that second wave. We're still waiting for the third wave now. Of course, I'm loving it because here I am today in Chile. I'm going to have a good time, good people, and energetic, and that's what I'm here for. I've never been to play music for money. It comes from my heart and it comes from my soul. And so long as I can see somebody enjoying themselves, I enjoy myself too.
that's so good? Psychobilly bands here in Chile. Do you hear some?
Yes, of course. I mean, over the years playing Brazil, I've met a few. You know, right today, and of course Argentina now. Some bands are coming today. So yeah, I've heard it. I do think it's got that energy, and it reminds me a little bit of old school stuff too. You know, and I'm happy. I'm happy that it's here in Chile. So that makes me happy, as I said. You know. I would like to say first, thank you very much for inviting me to a great country. Of course, what's happening now with the riots, everybody was all worried about it. I'm not worried about it. As you see, I'm here, and I'm enjoying every little bit of it. But I just say, keep the psychobilly going. If it's in Chile, if it's in Colombia, if it's all over the world, just do one thing and have fun playing it. And don't take it too serious. It's all about having fun. And that's more, you're not going to make millions, just to let you know, I can tell you. But the thing is, so long as you have fun playing your music and people can see that you're having fun, that's the main thing. And that is what I have to say about psychobilly music, or any kind of music.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you too. All right, cheers, mate.